change the hi, we're live. Well, we're live. Let's do these things. Can you change the title so it's not the same as last time? Because I'm no longer making a clean base. Hi, everyone. I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
Psych.
Now
I'm
just
Matt.
flip.
That's Mike.
Now just
Uh,
flip those in your brain.
Mike will be a disembodied voice running chat. I will be a fully bodied, well, a
Yeah, right.
half-bodied voice, uh, making a beat. Sick beats, y'all.
What kind of beat?
I want to make a very, uh, wow, percussive. That's not the word. Syncopated.
Beats are
Very, very percussive beat.
beats are percussive. You're not wrong.
I want to do a very syncopated beat. Hey, Mike, while I have you here, let me
Yeah.
ask you a question. So, when I want to put new music in a track, what I do is I hit record, and then I just go, and then I stop, and that gives me a little box within which to do MIDI things. Is there a better way to do that?
Probably. Let's open up Pro Tools and take a look.
All right, cool. I mean, Pro Tools is
Or
open.
is your Pro Tools is open? I just can't see it. I see. Anyway, you could screen share that over here, so I'm not on a big delay.
Oh, I see. Oh, interesting.
Or does that screw you up?
Let's see what happens. Share screen, that guy. Is that doing anything? That doesn't do anything to me. Does that work for you, though? You see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool.
So that should be a live feed right there.
Should be. So anyways, viewers, as I was saying, what I do is that,
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna mute you over here.
and then now I have a place within which
You can
to do
take my
things.
voice down. Oh, sorry. You can take my voice down a little bit.
Can I, though?
It should be possible.
You'd think that, but I don't actually know. Huh? No, because they're both from the same source, and I can't, like, turn you down in Hangouts. Hi, welcome to the world of streaming.
Huh.
So you're just going to be loud.
Well, we'll
and
figure that
I
out.
will
I'll
be
back
quiet.
Up. I'll just do it manually on this gain knob right here.
Oh, look at that. Cool.
Okay, you were asking. Oh, yes. Okay, so I have yet to find a good way to just add a nice new empty clip.
Right? You'd think that would be simple.
One way, and there might be one, we just don't know it. Chat, help us out. One way, which might be less clicks, is if you go over to your instrument track and click on that thing that says clips. We're watching a delay on your screen share here.
Oh, is there a delay in the screen share?
Might be.
I mean, it just
I don't
says
see
clips.
your cursor.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me try this then.
That's going to be hard to walk you through.
I was just sharing that window with you, and I think you might not be getting overlays.
Okay, there we go. And then you're going to go to notes. And if you want to, you could just enter notes this way all the time.
Huh. This seems horrible, but that does work.
But if you just click once and you have yourself a new clip, there's got to be a better way. I haven't
There
found
almost
it yet.
definitely
I've
is.
Googled it a couple times.
Me too, and I've never found anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't actually
on the
pick a kit before I started this. You know what? You know what? You know what? We're gonna use an actual drum kit sounding thing.
real drums.
You know what? I've been really into electronic stuff with real drums lately.
Real drums are great.
Maybe a garage kit? I don't know, let's see. I just think it's a nice fusion.
So before you get too deep into this, can we just go over something real quick?
Sure, absolutely.
On the back of your Make a Clean Bass video,
Mm-hmm.
you just go down to your bass track there and open up Reactor 5.
This guy right here?
Yeah, you can turn off that bass hall reverb as well, because we don't need that.
What about it?
Just mute it or whatever, we don't need it. And just pull in Razor.
Oh, this guy.
Whenever I need a quick, clean sub bass, is what I always do. It will change your life.
Okay.
And then just go to the presets. And there's a bass. Under bass, there's one called Punch in the Balls. And it is delicious.
That is nice.
Yeah. It's got a bit of attack, so you can roll off the attack if you don't want that little transient punch at the beginning. But it's great. You match that up with a nice kick. Tasty.
That's what people are coming here for. 6 solos.
We're getting a lot of hiss from your webcam. We gotta get you a microphone.
Yeah, we do.
So what's your plan here?
What I might do is stop talking to the camera, yeah, so you don't hear all this, and lay down something real quick. That seems like that'd be best for everybody, so you don't have to hear all the keys.
You ever play around with those grooves?
I'm gonna play with some grooves. And you can talk, keep it interesting. Okay, and here we go.
I'm not entirely sure of his methods, but he's going ham on the kit right now. Not sure what his plan is. We'll see what happens. Matt's in Studio Drummer. In Contact 5. I'm not sure what kit in Studio Drummer he's using at the moment, but it sounds good.
Hey there, I'm back.
And he's back.
So, the first part was just sort of me messing around, having a good time, getting the juices flowing, all that jazz. And then I laid down, I just want to do like a, whoops, everything's fine. I just laid down like a basic thing that I can build off of. And for those of you who are fans of Zomboy, I called this Zombeat because I was listening to Skull and Bones, and I'd never paid that much attention to the drums in it. I always knew that I liked the drums in it, but I didn't pay very specific attention to them. And upon listening to it, man, that song is just a showcase of staccato drumming and syncopated. Man, that word keeps escaping me. Syncopated drumming, and he's doing crazy stuff with his hi-hats, and there's a lot of tom work. And it's closer to the music that I want to be making. I'm a drummer by trade. Mike's the one with the musical ability. I'm the one who hits stuff. So this is closer to my oeuvre, as they say in the musical world.
Oeuvre.
Oeuvre.
I've never heard that. Should I have heard that?
It's a word.
Okay.
I think it's like sort of like the fancy version of saying like it's in my wheelhouse.
Hmm. Like forte.
Exactly. It's in his oeuvre. It's in his wheelhouse. Oh, what's that other word? Man, we should this
Hors d'oeuvres.
this stream is just gonna be called Matt Can't Remember Words.
That sounds good to me. We can name it that.
Not oeuvre. It's in a repertoire. I think that's in
There
a
you go.
similar vein. Also, I'm just, to call this out, I think I did this in the last stream too. So if you alt click and drag, you can do that with like your plugins.
Also,
you
hold
can
on.
also do it with this. Oh, yes.
You can do it with plugins as well as, I'm not sure on this, I want to try it right now. Oh, highlight those again. What if you do Control D in here?
Control or Command? I'm on a Mac.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the equivalent of Control is.
Command D right now?
Sure.
Oh my goodness.
Kaboom. What if you do it again? Right now.
Oh wow.
Boom.
Okay,
shot.
that's actually great because the most frustrating thing for me when I first used Pro Tools was that if you copy and paste, it'll overwrite everything. Apparently you can just Command D.
You can do
all
that
the
with
way to
clips
the
as well.
ears.
So I either want to get a machine
Oh yeah.
or a machine jam. I'm not sure which.
For
Seems
the
like machine-
uninitiated, what's the difference? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Well,
I
as someone
lost
who's never used either of them, I will try my best to describe it. So with machine, you have 8 knobs and a 4x4 grid of pads to play on. They're pressure sensitive, so you can do velocity and all that. They're really made for finger drumming. They're basically like MPCs for those who know. They're drum machines, but you can also do step sequencing and all that kind of stuff. The Machine Jam has an 8x8 grid of smaller buttons that are not velocity sensitive, so they're not so much for finger drumming as they are for like doing arranging kind of stuff, and it's more focused on step sequencing.
Right.
And it has 8 like touchpad things that are they're kind of like modulation wheels, only you touch them. They're like touch strips. They look kind of cool. So I'm not sure what I want to go with. I think with our glitchy kind of style, it'd be sweet to have an 8x8 so I can just click around on different sounds.
Yeah, that would be
A
awesome.
lot more at my fingertips, literally.
Man, I gotta say, just having this, which I do fully intend to stream a lot more of, it's just so nice to have music at your fingertips. And like, this is, I don't know, we'll probably never release anything that's just from this, but you can sequence a song so quickly and just like change your chord progressions, and if nothing else, it's like very inspirational.
I think you should just do all the music in there and then just throw some sweet drums from our samples on there.
I'm
And just put it
very
up.
much thinking about doing something like
On
that.
SoundCloud. So if I had a machine, would I learn to finger drum? Maybe.
Ooh, oh,
I just
so
want things
kicks
that make
out
it so
like
I
a
have to
measure.
click the mouse less. Drumming, drumming. Unfortunately, if I want to hear what you're doing, it's about a 3-second delay for me.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Let's go to triplets. Quarter note triplets, please. Whoops. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's page up and page down for you. Nope. Nope,
I
nope,
don't know if we have a viewer or if that's me.
Let's pretend it's a viewer. Hey, viewer. Thanks
Sup,
for stopping by.
Throw us a question or two. We'll answer them. Might be the right answer. We don't know.
Impossible to say. But we will answer. We're very good about that.
So what do you do to make your hi-hats more lifelike?
More lifelike.
Because they say it's the most important part for making it sound like a real drummer.
Right.
is the hi-hat.
So this is probably a bad example because I'm going for like Miles Teller in Whiplash drumming here. I fully intend on like doing things you couldn't do with only two hands. So we're not going to be shooting for realism in this one.
Okay.
But for me, whenever I'm sequencing drums, it's almost just like a constant loop, and this is whatever. I just sort of like hear things, and I think, oh, were I playing right now, here's what I would be doing. I realize that's not a helpful tip, but that is how I do this. Is I'll just play through and play through and play through until I think I know what I want, and then I put it in, and I'm generally in the ballpark. So, to answer your question, if you want to get better at programming drums, play drums for many years. And then, I don't have any tips on
That's all it takes.
Oops, nope, I want to go back. I want to go back to my triplets. And, it's not, you don't have to be committed to your mistakes.
Triplet, 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 triplet. We gotta get you hooked up with some Stephen Slate drums.
Oh, that'd be nice. Nope, drop the triplets. Give me back my 30 seconds. Let's get micro. I don't know if this is going to be enough for a flam or if we actually gotta go into slip mode.
Flam!
Nope, that's
Does
good.
Studio Drummer have like left and right and like rim shot? Do they have different spots on the snare? Studio Drummer?
Sort of. I don't know if it's like demarcated anywhere. There's your fancy word for the day. Demarcated.
You remembered that one.
Right? I don't know if that's demarcated anywhere. Well, the world may never know. 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're gonna split it up. Just gonna work it.
If you're
8
going
bars.
for a more realistic feel, would you be looking at ghost notes and things of that nature?
Yes, and the biggest thing too is I would not quantize.
Yeah.
And I almost definitely will be quantizing this pretty strictly because I want it to sound a little like too perfect.
Yeah.
I'm also realizing I keep looking over here because that's where you are, but the viewer is really here. So I'll address you, viewer / Mike. Yeah, the biggest thing is I might quantize, but I'll make sure that I do it very loosely because the thing is everybody wants their drums to be perfect, but if you want them to sound like real drums, they shouldn't be because drummers, awesome as we are not perfect. And the other thing is I would say I tend to like slip my drums maybe slightly forward to be slightly ahead of beat because I just kind of like that. Not just, I mean, like I'm talking a very small amount, but so they're sort of just ahead of the metronome. And that always seems to sound nice. I don't really know if there's any reason why other than I like it, but I do that a lot.
One school of thought is the higher frequency things sound better just before, lower frequencies sound just a bit after. And we're literally talking milliseconds here. And there's a nudge function within Pro Tools that gives them these milliseconds, where every time you tap, it's literally 1 millisecond.
Did not know that.
3 milliseconds earlier, whatever you want.
This is a fun just adding in these little, as long as you're talking about ghost nodes, just adding in these little things. Just, I'm doing 64ths right now, 64 the head.
And that's low velocity, right? So it's just...
Yeah, so it's there, but just. Like this, the snare in particular, you're not hearing it too much on the bass. It's probably because it's a little too low. But you'll hear it, it's just a little flam. You actually do hear there.
Do you like a felt or a rubber beater for your kick? That's a thing drummers do, right?
I think I always had rubber on my sets. But that's probably just because I had no money for anything nice.
What kind of wood do you like on your toms?
Wood on my toms? I was never that picky about the wood on my toms. I did always pretty religiously use hickory sticks.
Hickory
because
sticks.
they were hickory sticks. They were light and they didn't break very easily, but it was very light, and that was important because I played drums really loudly and aggressively, and I went through a lot of sticks.
I just typed hickory sticks into the chat.
Hickory sticks.
What size on those sticks? You get some 5As?
Ooh. No, 5Bs, I think.
Okay. That's one way to go. We'll talk about guitars later. Cool.
Perfect. Exactly perfect.
I would like to get some... What do you call them? Do you just call them brushes?
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to get those, because you can just slap those on anything and get some sweet samples.
Oh, yeah. Those were... I never owned any of those, because what's the point if you don't want to play loud music? But every time I played with them, I liked it. Ah! See, that's the problem. Right there, I did the copy-paste. And almost lost my work.
There's a way to change that.
There probably is.
Which I knew offhand.
What? No! No! Come back! Almost lost it. Sure.
Are you thinking in terms of intro, verse, chorus, or anything like that right now?
You know, I wasn't, but I do have the first 8 blocked off. And this is really just sort of a free-form drum thing that at some point might turn into an actual beat. Whoops, nope, come back. So right there, let's see. No, that's, So before when I was command duplicating, it would go right in front of itself. Now, it's kicking out much farther, and I'm not sure why. Is that because...
Wait, what are you snapping?
Oh, is it my snap?
We're
I'm
at
at 64th right now.
got something clicked out there.
Hmm.
That would probably be super useful if we knew how to do it.
This would be super useful. Unfortunately, I have no idea why it's being the way it is.
I don't do the old-fashioned alt click.
So we're just gonna alt click and drag.
What if you tried Command D? Back to normal.
If I what?
If you try Command D right now, is it back to normal? After the alt drag? No.
It is not.
Whatever you did, it'd be useful if we knew how.
Yeah, if we could reverse engineer this, that would be great. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, another thing.
Yes.
Let me blow your mind.
Yes, please.
Go back to your smart tool. There you go. So go on your hi-hats or whatever. Doesn't really matter which.
These.
Doesn't matter
Sure.
which one. Just go to empty spot to the right and see.
Oh, an empty spot.
Yeah, doesn't matter where. Pick a hi-hat. Now on the start of the measure, again, doesn't really matter. Just pick a spot, double click, and drag to your right.
Oh, and drag.
Double click and hold, drag to your right.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Wow. That is actually a game changer.
Yeah.
And that'll just do whatever your grid is set to?
Whatever you're set to.
Wow. Okay, so for those of you who want us to run that back, because that's a great one, double click and drag and it'll do some magic for you based on whatever you are snapping to, or gridding to, whatever your grid is set to.
Did you manually do that roll, the velocity?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
Uh,
You can do that with Alt-0, but that might be more clicks eventually.
Alt-0?
Well, Alt-0 brings up the quantize menu. But you can go, if you go click where it says quantize, you can do things like change velocity, and you can pick like change smoothly percentage. And all that kind of
Wow,
stuff.
you are blowing my mind right now.
And it's got randomized down there if you want a little more feel to it.
Oh,
It defaults from 1% to 400. I don't know how 400% is ever useful because it only goes like usually 127, right?
yeah.
So I don't know why they do that, but change that number.
This might be too fast to sound interesting. Let's see.
Delay. It is pretty fast.
Alright, let's turn off the metronome and play our first 4 bars. One more time. Now, we need some more of this going on. Over here. And I would just like this to be a little more like this.
You ever use the wheel injector settings in the
Use the what?
wheel injector?
Real injector.
Wheel injector.
Veal injector.
Real injector?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Use real player?
Real
Okay, so
player?
select those notes again. And go Alt-0. Quantize. Now, if you go where it says quarter notes, you have lots of options down at the bottom. For instance, NPC-style grooves,
Hmm.
because NPCs have loose clocks, so they have a different feel to them. But Feel Injector will just take notes and just move them around. And you can set different settings. If you click on one of them, I'll show you. So you got your timing, duration, and velocity. And normally, 100% is usually way too much. So even if you just do like 7% in each of those, you can really get some nice variations that aren't way out of crazy town.
All right.
The only thing I haven't figured out yet that I don't like is notes that are on top of each other will always get the same treatment.
Ah, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Um,
Could you just do it twice? Like
Yeah.
do the top row to the bottom row?
Like row separately.
Right.
It'd just be nice if we didn't have to. I don't know if there's a way that I'm missing. Maybe randomize would do that. I'm not sure.
All right. That is going to wrap it up for me. I unfortunately have to run, but I will pick this up at some point so you can see what happens. Eventually, I want to turn this into some sort of a song, but right now it's just a crazy drum beat. So let's see what we did in 20-something minutes. And there you have it. That's all for me for now. I don't know if I'll be on later or not. But yeah, that was just some drum programming with just a lot of neat little tricks thrown in. So hopefully that was helpful. It was helpful to me. Hopefully it was helpful to you. He knows what he's doing. I'm pointing to him on my other monitor.
I'm on a delay, so I can feel the point.
Alright, so, I'm Matt.
I am Michael.
And we are Knights in Shining Armchairs. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, we'll see y'all later.
See ya.